Okay, hey, testing 1 2 audio. Hello YouTube. So, let's talk about BlueSphere. I've not talked about it in a while, especially not since they pulled their website. The website got pulled. So let's talk about that. I will also mention I am still in SHIB. I know SHIB's down. I'm holding. I'm not going to be dumb money, and I hope if you're in there too, I hope you're not dumb money too. I believe the market's going to come up. Everything's down right now. You have to realize the mechanics behind everything and just look at what the market's doing, okay? Please don't sell for a loss. Just hold and wait for the market to come back, and we'll see where SHIB goes from there. I think SHIB is going to go, it's going to come back. I really believe it's going to come back. I think crypto is here to stay. The government is looking at adopting crypto. So it's slowly becoming widely accepted, like CBD. CBD slowly getting widely accepted. It's a slow process. It's a waiting game. And it comes down to, are you a investor? Are you a day trader? Are you just trying to flip and make a quick profit? If you are trying to make a quick profit, I'm suggesting you kind of wait for the market to come back as well, because right now everything is down. Everything is down. So again, I spoke in a previous video. I bought more. I've combined my shares. Let's go back over here to Coinbase. So I now have 27,010,403 shares of SHIB right now. So, and again, I'm holding. This is a long-term investment. I mean, if I have to hold it for 5 years or something like that, I mean, I'm fine with that. I mean, look at what it cost you. $300 right now at this time, at this moment. And I'm just showing you the facts. This is May 21st, 2022. And if my wife was still around, we would be fixing to celebrate another anniversary. But I lost her back in 2008 to cancer. She was a good girl. I miss her. But anyway, the date just brought that to mind. Sorry about that. So a little over $300 can get you 27 million shares or coins, 27 million SHIB coins. So, I mean, that's not a lot of money to be investing. So, I mean, if somebody's thinking about getting into crypto, and I'm not telling you to buy, look, if you're curious, do your research and make your own decision on if you want to get into it. There's a lot of things going on. If you want to talk to if you want to look at some more YouTube videos to get in some more depth of SHIB on what's going on with SHIB, I'm tongue-tied, SHIB, then Run Guys is a very good channel. I recommend that you watch. They talk about SHIB every day. They're always talking about SHIB. So the market's not doing anything, so that's why I've been quiet, because everything's down. There's nothing to talk about. It's not a whole lot going on. There's if you want to risk on some penny stocks and try to ride some pumps up and make some money on that, you could do that, but it's very, very risky. As I have lost some money on some just watching some pumps on Twitter and stuff. And the thing is, and that's why the SEC's locking down stuff, or trying to get a handle on some things, because they're trying to stop that, and they're trying to prevent people from losing money in the stock market. That's why the SEC's getting involved, and that's why the SEC wants to get involved with crypto. Just like the what was it? The SHIB coin was a rug pull. A lot of people invested in the SHIB coin, and it just like poof, it SHIB disappeared. So SEC's just trying to keep people from being dishonest and taking the honest man, retail investors' money. So don't be hating on the SEC. And again, you know, any kind of investment is a risk. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stock advisor. I'm just Jerry D in Tennessee, crazy old man that likes to talk about stocks and his investments and stuff that he's interested in. So, that being said, let's move on. Again, this is proof. I'm still in it. This is my portfolio. I'm holding long term. We'll see where this goes. You know, if I make $1,000, I might make $5,000, whatever. The thing is, if you hold over a year, you pay less taxes on what your gains are. So you don't want, you know, you pay more taxes if you're flipping day trading and making money like within days or within a few months or just in a few hours in some cases. You can watch a spike go up, buy in, and watch and sell the same day and make $1,000, $2,000 on some pumps if you're following the right people. But again, that is very, very risky, and I'm kind of shying away from that. I'm 3 years away from retirement from the university, and I am being a little more cautious. I'm trying to make smart moves in long term, maybe some gains over some time. So anyway, now that I've showed you this, I also want to talk, since the market's been down, if you do a search on Google, did people make money during the Great Depression? You'll get some answers like, not everyone, however, lost money during the worst economic downturn in American history. Business titans such as William Boeing and Walter Chrysler actually grew their fortunes during the Great Depression. What does that mean? What does that mean? They bought while the market was down. That's when they bought into stuff. That's when they made most of their wealth, was when the market, when the stock market come down to its lowest lows that they had ever seen. That's when they were buying into stuff. They bought into it and they held it till it went back up, till the market come back up. And that's what I'm saying. Don't be dumb money. Be smart money. Be smart with your money. Watch what the market's doing. Buy low and sell high. That's how you make money. There's no shame in turning a profit. Okay? You buy into it. You wait for it to go up. You go ahead and take your profit. If you're going to invest long term, you know, you could take out your original investment back out, and you haven't lost that once it goes up. And then you're playing with a house's money. So think about it. Use your head when you're trading about these investments, and be patient. Don't get emotional about it. All right, so the market's down. The stock market's always up and down. It's always going up and down. So you just got to ride it out. So anyway, patience is the key. Patience is the key. So right here, I'm going to leave links to all this stuff. When the Great Depression hit its lowest ebb in 1933, the unemployment rate exceeded 20%, and America's gross domestic product had plummeted by 30%. Not everyone, however, lost money during the worst economic downturn in American history. Business titans such as William Boeing, Walter Chrysler actually grew their fortunes during the Great Depression. As the aviation industry took flight in the 1930s with the advent of regular passenger service, Boeing built a vertically integrated empire that manufactured aircraft and operated airlines until the federal government forced its breakup. Anyway, I'm not going to go through this whole thing, but the smart people, the smart businessmen, smart money, bought in when everything went down, when it was down, is my whole point in this. William Boeing and Walter Chrysler is two players that back in the day. They grew their fortunes during the Great Depression when the stock market was down, during the crash. So history will repeat itself. Right now, a poor man can take a few $100s, invest in something, and I'm talking about real companies, AT&T, Amazon, anything that's down right now. If you've got enough money to buy into it, put you some money into it, and and just ride it out and wait for the price to come back up and then take your profits. But anyway, that being said, don't let the markets being down worry you, because like, I don't think the markets are going anywhere. They didn't back in the 1930s and the Great Depression. The markets are still here today. I mean, back in the 1930s, the market went down, and the stocks are still here. This is 2022. So don't let fear, uncertainty, and doubt beat you out of your money. Be smart and ride this out. If you've got money in the stuff, if you're down in red, I'm in red on a lot of stuff, and I'm just holding. I'm just going to sit on my investments. I'm going to wait, and we're going to see what happens. So anyway, and speaking of one of my investments, let's move on. I'm going to leave a link to this video. BLSP stock update, still in operation through its wholly owned subsidiaries. So I need to like this video. Itch. Alright, so Equity4Keeps does a great overview of explaining how he knows that BlueSphere is still in operation. I'm not going to play the video. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to leave the link in the description down below. I'm going to let you take, if you're interested in BlueSphere, I invite you to go watch this video and listen to his what he talks about. I'm going to talk about a little bit of what he talks about. As in here, Eastern Sphere is the home, is the corporate. And I'm going to leave the link to this. It's also in his video as well. This is where I've got a lot of this is from watching his video. And I appreciate him doing that. Shout out to him for doing this. But Eastern Sphere Sapphire Ltd. They are an Israeli private company. Company status is active to engage in lawful businesses. Their objectives, which I kind of wonder if they're doing a rug pull. 1/3/2010 was the date of incorporation. So the last annual report was 2017. And this is all the receipts back in this year. And the way you read this, since this is a foreign Israeli company, so it's the day, month, and year. So February 7th, 2022, they disposed of a lien. They paid off a loan that they had, and also January 24th, 2022, they paid off of a loan. So here's a little deeper. This is the SEC information on it. So BlueSphere Ltd, Israeli company, they're showing the BlueSphere's Italian factories, one in Italy. There's a Sustainable Energy Ltd Israel, PureSphere Ltd Israel, BlueSphere Brabant Holland, Rhode Island Energy Partners LLC Delaware, Orbit Energy Rhode Island LLC, Concord Energy Partners LLC Delaware, Orbit Energy Charlotte LLC. And I think I'm going to come back to that. Binosphere LLC Delaware, Johnston Sphere LLC Delaware. So it looks like they've changed the name. Orbit. Yeah, Orbit Energy. I don't know if that's a buyout. And you see that they own 25%. 25% of the company, which is interesting. But list of subsidiaries. This is the list from the SEC, BlueSphere Corporation S1. These are all companies linked to BlueSphere. So this is not a small operation. This is a worldwide, they're spread out, a multinational company. Which makes me sad that they're let the stock just go stale in the United States. It is still trading over in Europe and Canada. So external exchanges are still trading the market. If you watch the video I just told you about, and again, the link will be down in the description. He is showing what the trading's done this past week. So it is actively traded outside of the United States. And right now it's locked down. I'm in E-Trade, and you cannot buy or sell shares in E-Trade. It was in the expert market. So what's going to happen? Well, there's been a movement. The stockholders are not happy, and I wish there's some other stocks that I'm in that the stockholders had done the same thing. I'm not knowledgeable on how to go about some of this process, but ELTZ is one of them. I wish somebody had done something with. I lost money on because they have pulled the ticker. I still have shares, but the E-Trade's give me a random number for the name, and I've done a video on that probably over a year ago about that, and it's just it just irritates me that when a company goes stale like that. But anyway, let's move on. There is a investor complaint form where you can actually, if you're in a stock and you know that the company is legit and is still in action, or is still active, the company's still active in operation, you can actually go in and you can send a message to the SEC and say, hey, I'm in this stock. They let the stock go stale, but I know the company's still active, it's still live, they're still doing things. And by law, they have a responsibility. If there's a number of shareholders, I think it was the numbers over 300 shareholders, then they're required to file and report to the SEC. So it's interesting though, BlueSphere is still listed on the expert market. But if you go out here on Charles Schwab and I do a search for Blue, I don't get any hits. I get 8 matches. Let's see, what was the first one? Blueprint Technologies, Blue GM Enterprise, Blue STEM Group Incorporated, BGRP, Vitamin Blue, Blue Fire, Blue Star Global, Blue Water Petroleum. They're not listed as restricted securities, so I'm at a loss as to why BlueSphere. Why are we still at a trading halt, and why is the SEC not actually done anything about, forcing them into, submitting their financials? It's interesting. It's been a while. It has been a while. So if you go back to OTC Markets, and I'm leaving a link for this as well. The website is still listed. So if you go to the financials, 12/31/2018 disclosure. If we go to all, 3/31/2019 was a quarterly report in 2019. So 3 years ago. I don't understand why the SEC's not contacted them and forced them to go public. I believe they're required to do this, and the reasoning is if there's over 300 shareholders. They actually that's not shares, that's shareholders, people actually holding stocks. So the actual shares will be more than 300, a lot more, and there are a lot more, and we'll get to that as well. I'd like to see the SEC, open this back up for trading, because I don't understand why BlueSphere would let the stockholders leave them hanging, because they put you put stock out on the open market for people to invest in, to raise money, capital, operating capital for the company. So the stockholders are actually helping the company. So why you leave the stockholders hanging? That's why I made my video about, is it a rug pull? It really makes you feel like it is a rug pull. And they're letting the stock go stale. And will the SEC eventually pull the ticker? I don't know. I hope not. I hope not. There is a movement to keep the stock alive. There's actually a group that's interested in keeping this. The stockholders are trying to keep the stock alive, trying to get things moving to where we can keep it alive. So, again, you go to BlueSphereCorporate.com. The site is dead. They still own the URL. They kept the URL, but they dropped the site, the website. And it kind of makes me wonder, when you go back, where was it? I wonder if I'd like to hope that maybe that they are going to come up like a Orbit Energy website if they change the company name. That would be a nice thing. I don't know for a fact that they have done that. I'm gonna do some searches, and I'll see if I can find out if there's an Orbit Energy website. Maybe the name is changing. It makes me wonder, will the stock ticker change? I don't know. I just like to see the stock ticker come back alive, because I am still holding my shares. I could probably contact E-Trade and have them clean out my shares, but I would take a heavy loss. Even my small amount, I'm going to take a loss, a big loss, by just selling my shares. So I'm holding, and I'm hoping that we start actively trading back in the U.S. on the U.S. exchanges. Anyway, so BlueSphere's down. I do advise you to, if you're in BlueSphere, to join the Reddit group. The Reddit BLSP group. It's where if you want to stay up to date on what's going on. There's also a Stock Twits group that you could get into and look at some current things. But 3 days ago, Ray of 808, he's the one leading the movement to try to keep the stock alive, and he'll organize the stockholders, excuse me, the investors. So we have one, excuse me, I have 1 trillion, 1 billion, let's see, 1,692,465,000 shares owned by people in the Lotus Group. What is the Lotus Group? The Lotus Group is a Facebook group of people that have that transferred some shares to Clear Trust to prove that they are to become stockholders of record. Right now, there's 376 members, and you have to be a stockholder of record. You have to contact Ray Karelitz, and I apologize, Raymond, if I mispronounced your last name. I've never heard it pronounced. No disrespect intended. But I strongly encourage you, if you hold this stock, if you've not transferred your shares in the Clear Trust, and you still own the shares, you can pull the shares back into your exchange later after we start trading. But he's managing the group, and he's keeping people up to date what's going on. So in all the subsidiary companies that's tied to BlueSphere, there's all kinds of posts in here. So if you want to be on the up and up, I strongly suggest that you join the BlueSphere Lotus group in Facebook. Contact Raymond, and he will tell you what you need to do to join the group or be accepted into the group. But right now there's 376 members of record that should be registered with Clear Trust right now that's holding shares in BlueSphere. And again, we're trying to get the stock active again in the U.S. markets. So that being said, so I talked about the site's been pulled, the site's down. You can still go to Internet Archive and pull up the website, because the internet doesn't forget. Once you put it on the internet, it's out there. So I'm going to leave a link if you want to go back to the original BlueSphere site before it was pulled. I'm leaving links down there so you can go explore it. But Charlotte, North Carolina, so Johnson, Rhode Island, all these different locations. Is it going to be active? No. It quit moving. My session might have died on there. Anyway, so these locations still exist. Duke Energy is involved with them. It's just sad. It's just sad that they're letting the stockholders hang. I don't understand why a company would do that. But they're still in operation. They're making money. So this is the parent company, Eastern Sphere Ltd. And right here, here's the proof. This is the receipts. Again, I'm leaving all the proof in the description for you to go and investigate yourself. So here's Eastern Sphere Ltd. and here's the sub companies in Charlotte, which are going by Orbit Energy now. North Carolina is there. Delaware, Concord Energy Partners, Delaware. So maybe they're doing a reorganization. Maybe that's why the site's down, but I wish they would be letting the stockholders know what's going on. They did it in the dark for a while, and with the number of stockholders, again, from what I understand, with the number of stockholders we have and the number of shares that we have, I believe they have a requirement to file their financials, and they can get in trouble over this. So this is we'll see where this rides out. Now, if you want to go to more links on this website, I'm going to tell you can click X up here in the corner. If you see up here where my mouse is, up there in the corner, which is yeah, up here, you can drop that out and you can go to the different links, projects. Maybe they just saved that one link because it's saying North Carolina. Let's see if it'll bring it up. Oh, it's going to Rhode Island. Now it's working. My session died. It's what happened. So there's a Rhode Island plant. So it's kind of interesting. I don't know. But that's where we're at. I'm just kind of riding it out. there will be more information coming out in the coming months. Like I said, there's an active movement to try to get the stock active again in the U.S. markets. And if you want to keep up with it, if you're in this stock and you want to keep up with it, then I would strongly suggest you go out and you join the Blue Lotus group, BlueSphere Lotus group, and you also join the BlueSphere Reddit group. And all the due diligence, all information is information comes available, gets posted on these two groups. There's also Stock Twits, and I don't have that link right here. I think there might have been. Here's the link to the video that I'm going to leave you. They have a BlueSphere due diligence mega thread, so you can actually go to the you could go do your own research. They have the links and everything for all the information if you want to check it out and do your own research. So anyway, that's where I'm at. I wanted to just touch base. I know I slowed down on videos, but again, the markets are down and things aren't really performing right now. Stocks are not doing anything, so I'm just kind of sitting back and waiting to see. I'm looking at a few things, some biotech stocks that's fixing to be have some of their trials approved. I may talk about that in a future video. There's some biotech stocks I'm kind of watching, keeping my eye on. But anyway, that's where I'm at. I wanted to touch base and talk a little bit about BlueSphere, where things were going, where you could go to get more information. And again, I'm still holding my shares. I'm still there in the stock. Long-term investment. If it comes back alive, I think this stock can go somewhere because it's green energy. I really believe green energy is the way to go on a lot of things, but man, this company's just kind of let the stock drop and just maybe they've got their minds on other things. Who knows? The truth will eventually come out. I think there's going to be some consequences if the FCC deems it necessary to get involved. They will get involved and they will contact the company, and we'll see where that goes. And I will post this. I find out if I hear anything, I will post another video and talk about that. But anyway, that's where we're at. I appreciate it if you've been watching my video. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. If you click the like, it'll push this video out to more people. Love for you to subscribe because I am going to come out with more videos. I have slowed down because the market's down. But hold on, folks. Hold on, because the market will come back up. Like I said earlier in the video, a lot of people made money in the Great Depression in the 30s. Okay? Just the big name people are not the only people that made money. There's other people that were not out in public, out in front of the public, that's well known, that made money as well. So now's the time. If you're doing some investment, to me, this is the time to be buying in while the stocks are on sale. The stocks are on sale right now because the market is down. So anyway, that's where we're at. This is May 21st, 2022. I appreciate you watching my video. I hope you're having a great weekend. Keep it real. Do not invest any money that you cannot afford to lose. Keep your food on the table. Keep your lights on. Keep a roof over your head. And keep those clothes. Keep the kids' clothes. Don't let those kids run around naked. Please don't let them run around naked. Those kids are going to get cold if they got to run around naked. Get those clothes on for those kids. Anyway, enough said. Hopefully we'll see you in the next video. And again, hope you have a good night and have a good weekend. And this next week, hopefully it's a profitable week for you. We'll talk to you again later. Thank you. Bye. Bella's got to be right up under me, don't you, Bella? Oh my word. Cloudy day, looks like it may rain. Clouds out over the valley. East Tennessee Valley. And Bella, she's just happy to be around.